tackle drama, we only know one thing, fellas. That's right. To give them the flux. To give them the flux.
These rappers is shucking and jiving and stuff, getting themselves in the shit that they can't get out of. Fucking up, here go the flux. A display of lyrics and patents and rhythms by Side and Young Buck.
For viewers' discretion is only factual, non-fiction, homie. The ruler, the thumb sticking out cause you know me. Federal, pimp lock the block, you can't hold me. Situation getting heavy, ammo get low, need my homie with side.
When your homie right on you, you know from the fire. Going up on these bitches is devious as we gon' get on this shit. Let's talk, let's not sit on this shit. We the shit on this shit, they just spit on this shit.
So much psychodramatic, havoc, get this bit crazy to range you with it, this shit. Buck inside is the physicist. Belligerent, feel it, cause we ignorant. Nigga, y'all in it, the flux is the subject of weight and adrenaline to feel a bitch. Side the medic, buck the relic, and drama that did it to him once again. Chance that you get, change to your face, and the blood to the covers, undisputed bitch.
And again, to the end of the pen, be worse than this sin against men. I'm feeling fenced in. From birth, saw the light of the earth, and I've been fucked up since then. This fusion, clenching, the might get a bitch contusions. It's two of Chicago's fucking gruesome. Introducing to you the flux.
What up, Taco Crew? What up, rivals, burgers, and steaks? Welcome to the Taco Crew. What a show tonight. The theme of tonight's show. Can they coexist? Let's go. What is going on? Taco Crew. My name is Jesse, a.k.a. your very own one and only Chi-Town Smart. What's going on, Impact Zone? I gotta coin that one, man. I like that one. What's going on, Impact Zone? New Taco Crew members joining us, man. That's what I like to see starting off the day with also a $20 super. Wow, super chat, man. Love to see it. Let's start it off that way, man. I don't usually get to watch Impact live, but I want you to get me up to date. Thank you for all you do. Rivals, Burgers and Steaks has set the tone for the evening. And I want to thank you so much, guys. If you want to be as awesome as Rivals, Burgers and Steaks, feel free to get those super chats in. To get those memberships in, man. Join the conversation. Join along with the Impact Zone, man. How's everybody feeling on this fantastic Thursday evening, man? Guess what, man? Against all odds, tomorrow night. Who's ready? I'll be right here covering it. I'm your one-stop shop. Come and join me, and we'll cover that. But before we get into that, man, we got to get into tonight's show. So let's go. Before we do that, man, how do we look with the new camera set up here, man? We should be coming through a little bit more crisper, a little more clearer. Guys, everything that you guys donate to this channel, everything you guys do goes right back into the channel, man. I am always here trying to better what you guys are investing in. I don't want you guys to sit here and say, man, nothing's changing. Nothing's getting better. What's this guy doing with the money? Going to buy a bunch of tacos? Nope. Nope. No tacos, man. We are investing in new equipment. So, yes, join me here tonight, as you guys are. Join me here tomorrow night, and we will also cover Against All Odds. Yes, Eric Freeman covering Against All Odds tomorrow night. Let's get into the show. The theme of tonight's show, man. Can they coexist? Keep that line in mind. We'll circle back to it, bruh. We'll circle back to it. We start the show off with Chris Bay. Everybody say Chris is Bay, man. Can you argue with them? Chris is Bay. Versus Jason Hotch of the Good Hands. The Good Hands. You know, a name like the Good Hands almost sounds like the Forgotten Sons in theory, you know? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Let's get into it, man. Jason Hotch, very talented guy. I don't know much about Jason Hotch of the Good Hands, but I like these one-on-one showcases like this because it gives you a chance to get a little bit more familiar with the individuals of these tag teams, like Chris Bay and Jason Hotch, man. Let's get into it. Bay takes Hotch down and charges the corner to no avail. All right, but Bay runs around the ring while drop kicking Hotch to the ground. Bay chops in the corner and tries for a suplex, but Hotch turns it into a brief waist lock. Then Hotch manages to dump Chris Bay out of the ring. All right. Ace keeps an eye on Skylar on the outside because Skylar and Myers are out there lurking, man. They out there lurking, you know. Chris Bay got dumped to the outside, and they smell blood in the water, bruh. They were like, huh? What is this? So good thing we had Ace out there to keep things on the up and up. All right. Bay gets to his feet. Hotch drop kicks him off the apron before tossing them back into back in for a cover. All right. Hotch goes up, but rolls through as Bay rolls away. They meet in the middle again with strikes as Bay builds momentum with a clothesline. Bay hits a flatliner off the ropes for a near fall. Hotch tries to roll up, but eats a drop kick in the head. Hotch catches Bay out of mid-air with a blue thunder bomb. Incredible spot, man. He like caught him midair and then turned and then went. That was a pretty awesome blue thunder bomb, you know. Hotch keeps Bay grounded and attempts covers. Didn't work. Hotch takes his time getting up, which allows Bay to get some offense in. But then Hotch backslides, and then Bay counters with his own pin to steal a 3 count. So Chris Bay gets the win, and he kind of does it like in a I guess in a heelish like way. So not really though. I mean, but in a way. But Chris Bay gets the win. Chris Bay is so good, man. Chris Bay is so good. And ABC is so good. So I'm guessing that this is gonna lead to something bigger with the Good Hands and ABC and everything else. You know, we'll see how it goes. But every week, Chris Bay continues to impress me. After the match, Skylar immediately attacks Bay, which leads to Austin and Myers getting involved as the Good Hands have the numbers advantage. Myers hits Ace with the roster cut. My God. I like this one. I like this. I like this. This is how you name a finisher, bruh. I like the name of this. It's just a clothesline from hell, but it's called the roster cut, you know. Come on, coming from Myers. I mean, Come on, man. That's pretty damn cool, right? So Myers hits the roster cut, and but then Chris Bay comes running into the ring. The Good Hands double team Bay, and they stand tall in the end. So not bad. Not a bad segment. You know, didn't do too much. Didn't do a whole lot. But again, you give me Chris Bay in the ring, and I'm happy, bruh. I am happy. Guys, bear with me a little bit. I'm so sorry. I'm a little bit under the weather today, but I'm gonna force my way through this one, man. I'm gonna push through this one because I did enjoy the show, so I want to make sure I get to cover it for you guys. Heath, no more Ledger. Heath, Slater versus Champagne Singh, man. He still got kids. Heath still got kids, bro. What do you want me to say? Heath charges Singh right off the bat and does a running elbow splash in the corner. He slides out and punches Shera a few times, but then Shera grabs Heath's foot as he tries to get back into the ring. Singh is able to take Heath down by chopping the leg and stomp it on his foot in the ropes. Singh grounds Heath with a headlock. Heath breaks free and power slams Singh. After striking Shera again, Heath connects with the wake-up call for the win. Heath is victorious in this one, man. Short, sweet, to the point, nothing crazy here. The design cut a promo backstage. They tell Sami Callihan that he doesn't realize what he's done. Angels recalls not trusting Callihan at all. Diener says he's going to take everything from Sami at against all odds. So apparently the design have a problem. They have a problem with everything Sami Callihan. We get a promo backstage. Joe Hendry cuts a promo on Sheldon Jean ahead of their match, which is right now. We got Joe Hendry versus Sheldon Jean.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
That's got to stop happening. Jean goes for a big boot, but Hendry chops away. Hendry body slams Jean before Kenny King tries tripping the champ. Jean pumps kicks Hendry off the distraction and then unloads with punches. Jean backdrops Hendry and then covers. Hendry turns it around and then uppercuts and then hit a cutter on him. A fallaway slam connects before King gets on the apron. Jean kicks and Hendry in the gut, but then runs into a pop-up powerbomb. Hendry hits the standing ovation choke slam, and Joe Hendry wins again. And I said his name. I said his. Okay, is that what happened when I say his name? When I say his name, does he appear? Is that what it is? I don't know. Let's see. So after the match, Hendry gets on the mic and calls out Okay. He gets on the mic and calls out Dango ahead of their match tomorrow. Dango says he doesn't get paid enough to work on his day off. Not sure why Dango was there on his day off. But whatever, man. Okay. Hendry counters by saying he made a video for Dango. So Joe Hendry has another. Stop. Stop. That's enough. All right. So Hendry made another video. It just so happens that I just so happened to watch the previous video that the digital media champion made about Matt Cardona. Apparently, Matt Cardona is Edge's bitch. Okay? Now we know that. So, if you didn't know, go take a look at that. Very, very, very hilarious video here. Very, very hilarious. The video references beating Chris Jericho for Dango. I mean, I guess this is the path of Dango's career. He beat Chris Jericho, and he teamed with Tyler Breeze, and then he started chasing Summer Rae and Eva Marie on Total Divas. The song is called The Divas Reject. I like that. That's funny. That is funny. King and Jean attack the digital media champion from behind. Dango joins the attack. Santino runs out. And then Jean pokes him a couple of times. Then Jean backs up into Hendry as Santino pulls out the... God... Stop it. Stop it. Santino pulls out Cobra and strikes him. The damn Cobra, man. He pulls out the Cobra and... The Cobra killed. The Cobra killed him. So that's how that segment ends. A vignette for Giselle Shaw airs as she discusses taking Jordan Grace out indefinitely because Jordan Grace's contract has expired. She tells Trinity that she will be taking the spotlight back at Against All Odds. We shall see. Don't think I believe it, but we shall see. Knockouts Women's Tag Team Championship match. The Coven versus Death Dollz. Kind of looking forward to this one. Let's see how it panned out. Taylor Wilde throws punches at Jessicka, but Jessicka throws Wilde into the corner for a splash. Wilde escapes and tags in KiLynn King, who points to Rush. Courtney Rush, who is now here to do what Rosemary could not do, to win tag team gold. Let's see if the gold rush was in effect tonight. All right. See, Rush takes King down to attempt a sharpshooter right away. King reaches the ropes and then boots Rush in the head. Rush gets flapjacked into the top rope, allowing Wilde to attack while the ref had the back turn. King hits a twisting net breaker for a cover. Wilde comes in and applies a chokehold on the mat. Rush tries a cover to get out of it. Jessicka comes in with a clothesline and kicks Wilde. Jessicka drops Wilde, but then gets tripped by King. Wilde takes control in the Coven's corner before tagging out. The Coven hit corner clotheslines, and then King hits a running double knees. Very physical match here, man. You know, these four women they've done battle before, and you can tell I do like the chemistry they have together in the ring out there. King cuts Jessicka off with a cover attempt, kick out. Rush and King meet in the middle as Rush hits a head scissor takedown and then a bulldog for a cover attempt. Wilde gets a tag, but Rush traps her in a sharpshooter. King and Jessicka fall out of the ring as Wilde taps, but the ref is distracted. Ref gets hit by King, allowing the Coven to double team Rush with a running boot. Wilde stacks on top for the 3. The Coven wins again. They retain. I do like the Coven. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of all 4 of these women. I think let's start with Jessicka. I think Jessicka is extremely underrated. I don't know why, but I don't hear a lot of people talking about Jessicka and what she does in the ring. I think the way that she handles herself and her maneuvers and everything else for a woman her size, she still comes off as very safe and still very efficient in her moves and everything else. I am a fan of what Jessicka brings to the ring. Courtney Rush, aka Rosemary, has been one of my favorites since I started watching Impact. I'm just infatuated with the Rosemary gimmick. The Courtney Rush thing, it's not doing as much for me, but the wrestler is still there, nonetheless. Taylor Wilde seems like a very knowledgeable veteran out there, and I think that's a very good partnership for KiLynn King. It seems to me like KiLynn King can learn a lot from Courtney Rush, and it probably already has. So I liked what I saw out there from these 4 women, man. Good stuff. We have the Division Champion Trey Miguel versus Bhupinder Gujjar. All right. I'm not familiar with Gujjar at all. I've never, ever heard his name once, so I have no reason to believe that he is going to be successful in this match. But let's see. They lock up to start. Gujjar tries a headlock and then twists the left wrist. Trey breaks free for a bit, but Gujjar splashes him in a corner. Trey escapes a second splash, but then gets kicked in the head. Trey rolls out to recover. Gujjar goes to slide, but Trey cuts him off in the ropes. Trey splashes back in the moonsault for a cover. Gujjar works his way to his feet, but Trey kicks him off the apron. Gujjar ducks a clothesline and hits a high knee upon returning. Gujjar flapjacks Trey, but then the champ came back with kicks. Trey goes up to the top and tries a Meteora, but Gujjar evades. Trey hits the lightning spiral net breaker for the win. Trey Miguel is victorious here. It seems to me that Trey is still trying to get that heel heat. Let's keep working at it, man. It'll get there. But for right now, it just seems very... I'm not comfortable in this heel spot type feel for Trey Miguel. But nonetheless, that's not stopping his in-ring work. You know, he definitely reminds me of a Ricochet, man. For sure. Excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. Post-match, Trey gets on the mic and says he is the greatest to ever do it, but always gets met with, yeah, but. That's his Achilles heel. Every time someone talks about him, he says, then they always follow up with, yeah, but. He says Sabin could have been a generational talent and promises he will retain on Friday. Backstage. Oh, we're gonna cut right there. So he says Trey Miguel's out there saying that I'm a generational talent. But I'm gonna be honest here. He doesn't sound like he means it. So let me explain. When MJF is out there, all right? When MJF is out there and he says this line all the time, he goes, I'm a generational talent. He sounds like he means it. And it's kind of hard to debate the guy. But when Trey Miguel goes out there and says it, I got to tell you, man, it doesn't come off as very believable. He comes off as like, hey, I'm a generational talent. You will respect me because I'm a generational talent. It doesn't sound like he believes it. So, I don't know. We got to work on this Trey Miguel heel run thing. It's not coming together for me. It's not coming together for me at all. All right. Then we have Gia Miller. She interviews Johnny Swinger about his win streak. Johnny Swinger has no wins. Let's keep that in mind. But nonetheless, Gia Miller then sits down with Trinity and Deonna Purrazzo at the same time. Deonna says their match will be an opportunity to... Oh, wait. Let's go back. Trinity says that she's excited to prove herself at Slammiversary. Deonna appreciates her confidence, but she knows many have tried and many have failed to dethrone her. Gia pivots to Shaw, Vidal, and Evans. Deonna says she's beaten them multiple times. She says, Deonna, that their match will be an opportunity to scout each other. Trinity says she can be trusted. Trinity says, hey, I can be trusted, bruh. They need to focus on winning that tag match. Gia asked if they can coexist. There's that word again. Gia Miller asked if they can coexist. Deonna reminds her that she's a former tag champ. So, hey, I can do this tag team thing. I'm a former tag champ, bruh. Trinity says Deonna should be worried come Slammiversary. Can they coexist? I'm not a big fan of this feud between Deonna Purrazzo and Trinity. It's just too, I don't know. There's just too much baby face going on here. There's just too much mutual respect. There's just too much, hey, I think you're awesome. Hey, I think you're awesome. Hey, let's high five. And I'm not digging it, man. I would like to see, clearly Trinity cannot do anything as far as a heel would go, but this seems to be the opportunity for Deonna Purrazzo to go ahead and turn. Maybe this is what we're going to get at the pay-per-view. I don't know. But this build towards, going into Slammiversary after Against All Odds for these two, it's not hidden for me, man. It's not hidden for me at all. We need more. They can give us more. I know they can give us more. But right now, they're just giving us a bunch of mutual respect, which is not a lot of fun. Not a lot of fun, man. We have Nick Aldis and Jonathan Gresham versus Moose and Rich Swann. A lot of story going on in this one, man. Swann and Gresham start the match off. Swann gets a drop kick in, prompting Gresham to tag Aldis. Nick gets taken down with head scissors twice, but then attempts a leg lock. Swann escapes the leg lock and tags out. Moose, there we go. Thought I lost you guys. Moose kicks Aldis in the gut and then chops him in the corner. Aldis comes back with a Luther's press and then works the left arm on the mat. They come back from the break. Gresham pulls Moose into the corner for the tag to Aldis. Aldis continues picking Moose's left arm apart as they continue to make tags. Moose breaks free and body slams Gresham before another tag. Swann hits a splash on the Gresham. Gresham gets back onto his feet, punches a couple of times. Moose is able to pull Gresham down before tagging back in. Moose launches Gresham into the turnbuckle with force and then cheap shots Aldis. So as this match goes on, now, because what happens is Swann is tagged in. Swann is tagged in and kicks Gresham in the gut. Moose returns with a German suplex and then a stalling one. Swann refuses to tag before Gresham kicks Moose in the face. Gresham rolls through to tag Aldis. So Swann and Moose are not working well together here. All right. Swann is not appreciating the heel tactics that Moose is trying to use. And Moose is like, look, bruh, I'm just trying to win. What are you doing? So Aldis hits a big clothesline to knock Moose down. Aldis eats a corner boot, but then hits a Michinoku driver. Aldis connects with an elbow drop from the top for a near fall. Aldis and Moose tag out. Swann gets backslid after kicking Aldis. Gresham stacks on Swann for another attempt. Swann hits a springboard cutter for a near fall. Swann goes up but gets into an argument with Moose. That's when they're not coexisting. They're not coexisting, bruh. You have to coexist in the Impact Zone, man. So let's see. Gresham is able to slam Swann, but Moose is legal. Moose power bombs Gresham and then gets the pin for the 3 count. Gresham eats the pin. Also, Nick Aldis technically takes his first L since returning to Impact. So that's pretty significant as well. I mean, as we know, Aldis is on a mission to become world champion in Impact once again. Moose and Swann argue until Gresham shoves Moose. Moose slaps him and then boots Swann. Aldis throws punches, but Moose knocks him back. Heath comes running out, helps Aldis, but then they duke it out. For some reason, I mean, they're duking it out. These guys are all a part of the 8-4-1 match. Swann rolls back in and fires up, only for Bully Ray to come down and slam him. PCO comes running out and trades blows with Bully Ray. PCO dives through the ropes onto the whole pile. PCO stands tall to close the show. What did that just tell me? That PCO is not winning tomorrow. As no one thought he would. No one coexisted tonight. Just so you know. No one coexisted tonight. But so this was the build into Against All Odds. That's the show. By the way, that's the end of the show. This is the build to Against All Odds tomorrow night. I do like it. It's stacking up to be a pretty decent show. I like the format that Impact does as far as their tapings into a pay-per-view. I mean, they seem like they're like, this is kind of like mini pay-per-views. They're not like full-fledged pay-per-views. But nonetheless, I like the structure that they have going on here. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with this Trinity and Deonna Purrazzo feud. Also tomorrow we have the Masha Slamovich versus Killer Kelly dog collar match. I am looking forward to that match the absolute most. That is going to be fantastic. These women have been beating the crap out of each other for the last couple of weeks. And I, for one, have been loving it. Guys, that is it for today's show. I appreciate you guys. But before we go, we are going to get into the super chats. All right, so let's get into those, man. Let's see what we got here. All right. Oh, man. Thank you guys so much for being here. Susan, what's going on? Thank you. I try to look awesome, man. You guys sound great. Good. I'm glad. Thank you guys. I spent all day trying to get this stuff right, man. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Christopher Smith with the $4.99 super chat says, Been a fan of Courtney Rush since her days in Smash Wrestling 2011 to 2016 and the feud with Cherry Bomb that led her to becoming Rosemary. It's interesting stuff, Chris. I got to go back and take a look at that, man. I got to go back and dive that further back in. And I'm pretty excited too, man. So when I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. Thank you so much, man. JP Giles, the $10 super chat, bruh, says, how have you felt about Dirty Dango's backstage segments? I think they're awesome. I'm thinking Hendry and Dango could be top of Impact's card in the future. Both charismatic and good on the stick. Dude, Dirty Dango has been hilarious. Right now his whole gimmick is he hates marks. He hates wrestling. He hates the fans. He only works to get a paycheck. He's the ultimate heel. He doesn't like wrestling. He doesn't like fans. He don't like shit. Dirty Dango's good, man. He is good. He's a good heel and he's a good babyface. He's a very solid guy on the stick and in the ring, man. I'm a fan. Positive vibes only with the $4.99 super chat says, I'm looking forward to Deonna and Trinity tag match. Yeah, man, we get to find out. We get to find out if they get to coexist. We get to find out firsthand if they're gonna coexist, bruh. Can't wait. Can't wait. Nah, I kid. But yeah, that is gonna be good stuff, man. Hopefully they'll get to a better build. Because they're not fighting, you know, against all odds, but by Slammiversary there should be enough time for them to get into just something a little bit more juicier as far as their feud. Because right now it's boring. It's boring. I wish I had a better word for it, but it's boring. All right. God Phoenix 66 says, with a $5 super chat, thank you so much. Says, keep up the great work. Love Impact Wrestling and love your coverage of the shows. Chi-Town Smart for life. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, God's Phoenix. Ryan, the Canadian Chipmunk. What's up, bruh? Says, sorry, been MIA. Plus, I don't watch Impact. Again, apologies for the smoke from our forest fires. We cannot do anything right, eh? But man, look, Ryan, it's bad enough you've been MIA. It's bad enough you won't hop on the Impact train with me. But now you're trying to smoke us out from up there, man. Bruh, get some fire extinguishers and put that shit out, please, bruh. What are you doing to us? What are you doing to us? Man, I appreciate you, Ryan. Thank you so much, man. Christopher Smith with the $1.99 super chat says, Killer Kelly is one of my favorites. Christopher Smith, Killer Kelly is one of mine. In my short stint here in Impact, Rosemary has caught my eye, and so has Killer Kelly and Masha for that reason, and Jody Threat. I'm taking notes in this Impact Women's Division, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing for sure. Ryan, the Canadian Chipmunk, is back with another Canadian $5.50 and a super sticker with the thumbs up. Thank you so much, man. And guys, that is it for tonight's show. I love it. Short, sweet. You guys get to find out what happened, absorb it, and get on back to your evening, man. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Once again, join me tomorrow night 4 against all odds right after for a post-show review, guys. That is it. My name is Jesse, aka You're Under the Weather. Chi-Town Smart, man, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. What? Rivals, Burgers and Steaks. Back at it again with a $2 super chat. Says, great review tonight. Glad to be a part of this. Rivals, Burgers, and Steaks. I am glad that you are a part of this, man. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night as well as we cover Against All Odds. Guys, that is today's show. Thank you so much. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Peace.
one once again. Chance that you get, change to your face and the blood to the covers, undisputed bitch. And
again and again, to the end of the pen, be worse than this sin against men. I'm feeling fenced in, from birth saw the light of the earth and I've been fucked up since then. This fusion, clenching, the might get that bitch contusions. It's two of Chicago's fucking gruesome. Introducing to you the flux.
Big dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? All over the world, it's the same old thing. Psychodrama, fluctuating.
my continuous output, my flow of ideas for years been thrilling in me. Please don't stop this feeling in me before the feeling get to killing in me. See, I'm into mayhem. When the play hit the streets of havoc, and then I'm ready to your grave in. Lucifer got nothing to do with this shit. To the days of dirt, getting fucked up within. And I put that on the house, bitch. To the days of the dirt, you gon' cancel that down shit. Motherfucker, you
And you can inhale the danger. Consider this us spilling out pills of anger. Fuck around, swell a vein up and make you rebel on a stranger. Can't contain the things I'm thinking. Sometimes I be feel like I'm sinking in the motherfucking words of the rap. Floating in the ink pen, breathing and blinking as I lead you to the brink and push you off in the deep end of the issue. Out of the realm of reaching, you ain't gonna know what the fuck hit you cause you sleeping. Chicago will be your motherfucking shit. Here to show you how worse